Welcome to Goemkarponn.com. Here with me Suraj Nandrekar. Today we are here with none other than the person who has been the talk of the town for last 2 days. Not just town, people from all over India has been calling me to ask. Since he is my very good friend, people have been calling me to ask whether the news is confirmed or not. With me, I have none other than the owner, director, and the founder of Titos club in Goa, Mr. Ricky. Ricky Bab, you yesterday actually sent shivers down the spine of every Goan with that one post where you said that you are selling Titos. Is it true? And why sell such a big brand?
It's true. However, let me say to your viewers first, I am really humbled by the amount of love we receive online, offline, through phone calls. It's truly amazing. I don't know how to thank you, but I'm really touched. Thank you so much. Suraj, as you know, you're almost my best friend. We've known each other for so many years. You've helped us out when NGOs have come. You've helped us out when newspapers, press has maligned us. You've always been there for us. I mean, incredible what you have done. But you know, there's a saying, the straw that broke the camel's back. So in a way, that's what happened to us. You have the police harassing you. You have the excise harassing you in some way. You have the NGOs harassing you, you have sound or pollution control board harassing you, you have punches, sarpanches, BDO, PDA, CRZ. This is not right. Eventually it wears you down, and then even a small trigger kills you. So we've reached that point, where even a small, we just can't take it anymore. So we want to exit with dignity. We want to exit at the right time, and yet I don't want this to happen to others. So I am going to make some changes after I have resigned and have no work, and those changes will be really radical.
Ricky, as you said, there have been harassment. That is the main crux of all this story, because when you put the post,
and it's not this government, it's not the previous government, it's the whole system.
Okay. So, but Ricky, you said yesterday, the whole crux of the story since yesterday has been that there has been harassment.
Yeah.
So the blame directly goes on the government. Now, yesterday, all governments. Let me talk. I'll just tell you. What happened was people started blaming. Now the onus has gone to the BJP government, and since you have already said that Dr. Pramod Sawant has been helpful,
he has.
When you had so much of help from Sawant, you said you had help from Panchayat. Why did you try to name some people and get help from the CM and sort it out?
See, I will name people post this, because I don't want this happening to others. I won't have any business for them to harass, so that's a good thing, and I have no fear, as you know. The only fear was my staff would lose their jobs, my employees would not get daily wage, but now even that I am past. Because, and I'll say to the same officials, I hope you can at least employ these boys now and girls who are going to lose their jobs. We're very well compensated, so don't feel sorry for us, and we will share it with our staff. But in the long term, these people have no jobs. I hope you're happy, whoever harassed us. Actually, I don't hope you're happy. Karma has a way of coming back.
Is it a Goan or a non-Goan who has purchased your property? Because that is also the talk. People are, the people in Goa today have become so much sensitive that they are more emotional right now with Titos. Titos has been a brand of Goa. Titos has put Goa on the map, world map, tourism map. So basically, Titos going in the hands of some non-Goan company. People of Goa somehow have felt dejected over this issue. So
I'll give you a in detail answer. The biggest problem is Goans harassing Goans. I've figured this out, socially, because we have to see each other at parties and weddings and all. So I don't want you to become richer than me. You don't want me to become richer than you. So this leads to us trying to harass our own type. We don't harass the guy from Bombay or Delhi because we are not socializing with him. Similarly, it's like the sarpanches and punches don't take money from us because we are local and they think, let's shut them down, let's not give them license. But from the outsiders, because they're known faces, they're most willing to take money and they do take money.
yeah, but so you basically say that the authorities are supporting the non-Goans to flourish their business and thereby harassing the locals?
I'll say the officials are doing that.
Yeah, and not.
They are not supporting the Goans, they are harassing the Goans because they can't ask money from most Goans. It's very logical. You're not going to ask money from a Goan and then be exposed in your community. So they do it very slyly. That's why I always say, don't make bad rules. Bad rules make good people criminals.
Yeah, Ricky, you also spoke about living in Goa, and as your friends have also put on Facebook that you are going to settle somewhere elsewhere with your business entirely in US, UK, Canada. I know your kids are in UK, but why leave Goa? Because you have done everything. You have built Titos. I would not say it's a small business; it's an empire. And why would you want to leave Goa entirely?
Again, Suraj, I'll clarify that I'm not leaving Goa. I'm never going to leave without a fight and changing things. However, I'm stopping business in Goa. This business, I'm a global businessman. I have businesses all over the world. I have to take care of my other businesses and I will always keep traveling. So I'm not really leaving Goa. I'm just going to stop business in Goa, which is very sad because Goan employment is already very low. There's no jobs. People are leaving with Portuguese passports. Our laws are facilitating the flight of Goans. And if you ask me like what laws, I'll give you an example. CRZ. Half of the village of Sridham has left. Why? The government using CRZ has devalued their land completely. The NGOs corruptly have supported the government to devalue their land. If your land is not worth anything, of course you're going to sell it or of course you're going to migrate. If you have ability and the government allows you to do business in your own land, then you're going to stay.
Okay, but there are rumors going on that you are going to contest next election, or are you going to take a plunge in politics?
See, Michael, as he said, is a very good friend of mine. He's a good person. We have a great history. However, Michael has not been able to control these elements in the officialdom. You need an iron hand to control these people because these people are harming the lives of the citizens. I'm meeting Michael. I will speak to him about this.
Okay, Ricky, I would also want to ask you. You said that you have about 150 odd staff. So now that you have been so much into all this charity through Titos Foundation, I have been witness to all this. I have seen you taking care of kids, orphan kids. I have seen you donating things for senior citizens. And what happens to them?
I'm not going to exit the charity. That is close to my heart. That's the only thing that gives us happiness, by helping another person. So if I would exit my charity, it's like shooting myself in my foot. I love doing charity. It gives me happiness. The rest is between God and the people who have done the charity, whether they appreciate it or not.
Ricky, one question. Can you just tell us in detail, a small detail, what kind of harassment was meted out to you?
Various. It goes back all the way to the year 2000, when Alan D'Souza actually stopped our restaurant. It was a tiny restaurant at that time, and we were the most popular even there, and everybody was coming there. So he, using the terrorist angle, he said there's a terrorist attack about to happen, we're going to shut down the whole road. This is when I fell in love with the BJP and Mr. Manohar Parrikar, to be frank. Mr. Manohar Parrikar, poor guy, being the CM, came out at 11:30 p.m. in the night to help us. That is an incredible gesture. Do we have leaders who will come out at night to help any one of us now?
That is one thing, but I heard that you recently also complained about Deputy Collector.
Yes, we complain. We have poker games happening here. It's non-gambling, and Deputy Collector sent a letter to the police station saying that we are using gambling, and gambling is happening, and it should be shut down. Next, he sent a letter where one of my friends was building a football ground. He sent a letter there to stop them. Then he sent a letter to Titos saying, I will shut you down using Disaster Management Act. Now, it's one official like that. I mean, how do you deal? Then you have the GST guys. You know very well my story where they tried to extort money off me. Even though we are a fully computerized business and we have paid everything legally. Then you have the police. Under complaint of the deputy, the police come in and try to stop the place. Despite CM giving clean statement that Section 144 does not apply to the private places. So how do you function in a state like this? It's anarchy.
Ricky, you built Titos, you along with your brother, David, built Titos from the scratch. I remember you telling me you had 40 or 48 rupees in hand when you started all this.
I was sitting under coconut trees selling sandwiches and
can you in brief tell our viewers how you started and what you went through while taking this decision?
Look, everyone now wants to use taxis and are saying taxi fares are too high. You know, when we were growing up, we didn't have money for a taxi, so we took the bus. We took fish bags which smell every morning, and I was only 15 years old and my brother was 13 years old, and we went to the market, we bought the fish. Now you will ask why I did this. Because we had no choice. My father had died, we had no money. We were sitting penniless and we had to work. So my brother and I would take these bags, come back, and then when we came back, there was no rest. David, my brother, would go and type out the menu. And I would go straight into the kitchen and begin cutting the fish and cooking. And Walter Lobo himself will tell you, I mean, he used to come, he used to see me full of sweat with shorts, and the kitchen was so dirty, you can't imagine, because we weren't very civilized then. But we've been through the hardest of times. We've been waiters, we've been chefs. I've slept on the beach for a few months, running my shack. There's nothing we haven't done. And there's no... you have to have pride in any work. There's nothing that we should not do. And so I say to people now, treat also our taxi drivers with respect. Our taxi drivers are not being treated with respect. We want cheaper, cheaper, cheaper. Why? Are they our slaves? Same problem I see with the farmers, you know. Everybody says, no, tomatoes have gone too expensive. But the guy growing the tomatoes needs, think of others. The guy who's growing the tomatoes is a poor farmer. In Maharashtra, you must have seen, farmers are committing suicide. And yet we cry, we want everything cheaper. This is wrong. We have to think of others. Same way, these officials should have been thinking of the people who are being employed. They have no heart. This is my anger.
Ricky, but how did you manage to convince your brother, your mom? How and what you went through while taking this decision?
See, with my brother, it's a joint decision. We always do joint decision. He has the same viewpoint like me. That's why we get on so well in business. With my mom, we just told her and she smiled. I think she also knows how much and how stressful this business is. Remember, she lives above Titos in Titos Lane. She loves it. She likes seeing all the people
Yeah.
come. She's a tough lady. When she ran it before us, I mean, there were people who even broke her door down to rob alcohol and all. She's been through a lot. I think she now also wants peace.
Okay. So Ricky, you will be now. You said that you won't be doing any business anymore. Don't you want to give back something to the society, to Goa?
That is after all the love I received from everybody. Really made me feel heartbroken that I'm leaving Goa because people really loved us. There are a few people who didn't like us and wanted to harm us for their own vested interest. But I still don't know what the future holds. But definitely Titos is being so.
So you will continue your social work in Goa?
100%. I will always continue. Not only in Goa, all over the world, in the rest of India. Look, I'm not a Goan fascist. I don't like when people say outsiders and everyone coming. Maybe not so much outsiders, but they use very derogatory words like Lamani and all that. This is wrong. We can't use this. They're humans as us. I'll tell this to the Goan people, when we grew up, when I was young, we saw a big divide between Hindu and Christian. If a Hindu had even married a Christian, the Christian family would not speak to the Hindus. Today it's commonplace. Every intermarriage happens. So I'm saying the same to them. We will mix with these people. They will learn to be Goan. It's our duty to teach them to be civilized and Goan. If they're not, there's some very civilized people as well. Let's accept everyone. We're all human. If you're a genuine Christian, I mean, Jesus' own mother was not given place to give birth to Jesus. She was cast out. Please don't do this to anyone. It's wrong morally. We're all passing through this planet. One day, we will have to answer.
No, but Ricky, when you say this, I would like to ask you this question. Don't you feel people are, this mentality has come now, Goenkas and outsiders, is come now only because of these authorities, whatever is going on.
Yes,
because
the favoritism.
These people are favoritism, the people are...
And I told you the reasoning behind the favoritism.
Yeah.
It's because they're not going to take bribes from you and me. Because they're too ashamed. So we don't get our jobs done also.
So,
that's why very important to change.
So we can't say Goans are wrong on this side because the people who are at the helm are not controlling this. Because we, of course, we need.
I understand why we have become like this, and it's very sad. But it was forced upon the Goans. You are right.
That's it. So Ricky, all said and done. Along with all these questions, since I put the post on yesterday, there have been lot of people who supported Titos, who said that Ricky shouldn't have sold it, that, including me. But there are some adverse comments also. What would be your reply to them? You must have obviously read them.
I've seen a lot of adverse comments where somebody says that we are escaping some GST bill. That somebody says something else. I mean, I'm not a negative person, so I don't go. But to those negative people, it's not even negative. I say to them, the famous story about the crab mentality of it. There's a tiny percentage which has this crab mentality and which are so bad for the state. They should have no place in this state. So just letting people know, educate yourselves about these type of people existing amongst us. Don't give them credits.
The last question to you. Ricky, are you going to contest in Kalambur?
As I said before, I feel so much love from the people. It's something I have to give back. You know me, Suraj. I will never take a rupee of anyone. In fact, we have given. I don't understand how politicians can actually take money of builders, businesses, etc., and build their own houses, build their own hotels, take holidays. This is wrong. Whether I stand or not is irrelevant. This should change, is what is relevant. So I'll give you an example. A builder comes to Goa. He bribes the sarpanch, he bribes the punch member of that village, then he bribes the TCP, then he bribes the BDO, then he'll speak to the MLA, then he'll, God alone knows, then he'll speak to CRZ, then he'll speak to the local NGOs who are extortionists in disguise. Now, after this builder now has to price it and sell it. So, I did a calculation, almost 25% of the cost goes on bribes. So my solution is 25% of the cost should go, or even 10% of the cost should go directly to the people. This is morally right. Why to the people? It's not a bribe to the people. The people are giving up their land, they're giving up their peace of mind, they get noise pollution, sound pollution, so many different pollution, garbage, roads are narrow, our ambulances can't get through. So all these things people are putting up with, hence people need to be compensated. So my new idea was like a new community, like our ancestors gave us the comunidad system, pre-Portuguese. And it exists till this day, such a great system. This is another way where we create a new comunidad finally, a new community, where the community keeps hold of this land given by builders, by business, etc., and it is used for community purposes. That is what is the need of the day. Not whether I stand for election or not.
Okay. Thank you, Ricky. I hope all our viewers must have got their answers. I had read a lot of questions today morning on the post on Facebook. There were a lot of questions which I tried to take up each one of them. But if I have missed them, apologies for that. But then Ricky has answered all your questions, and I hope all are satisfied with that. Thank you very much. Thank you, Ricky.
Thanks, sir.